Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this red and black channel, Milanisti non evoluti. I'm here with a friend, that I knew like some weeks ago, through like my friend David, that is a AC Milan fan that is living in UK, and I asked him like, can you look for a great Manchester United fan because I want to have a chat. Why? Because last time that I was like in the stadium. And we were playing against like Manchester. I had a nice chat in front of a beer with one of their supporter, and they're cool. They have like historical club. They have historical approach as fans. They defend the colors that they love, and we have in common the devil mascot, the devil like stamp of our teams. So Clash of Devils could be the name, should be the name of this chat. So I'm so glad and glad to introduce to you my friend Michael. Michael, welcome to my channel.
Ciao, guys. Hi. Thank you for having me, Alessandro. It's a pleasure, and yeah, two devil clubs, two giant clubs. So yeah, it's a really mouth-watering, historic, romantic tie. So all good. Thank you for having me.
So I saw like that your video, the first video that you sent me, like that I posted before the game, the first game that is being 1-1 in Manchester Stadium, like. It's been successful because our fan appreciate the way that you spoke. They appreciate the class that you put into the video, and that's the meaning of our friendship. Like I mean, because for example, I always saw like watched that Manchester United as a club, respectful club, like a club that wrote the history of this game, won the trophy, deserving that without robbing anyone. So that's something that we can appreciate a lot. And let me say, in the 2007, we had one great game. I mean, we
Very,
were
yeah,
lucky, we were lucky that to cross the step and to go to the final and win the Champions League. But the thing is that it's been a great game and it's still in our memory. So Manchester reminds us like good memories, good like matches, competitive matches, and
yeah,
as we said, like when we were like off record, probably we are the right person in the wrong in the
absolutely.
wrong place. So I
Yeah,
mean, more Champions League than Europa League, but step by
yeah,
step we're gonna reach. So
yeah,
tomorrow is gonna be not tomorrow. Today is gonna be a great match this evening. So how I approach to this game? Tell me the feeling of the Manchester United supporters.
it's set up nicely. I think 1-1 in the first round, probably about right. I watched it over again today, and I think in the whole, Milan controlled the game. Frank Kessie was incredible. I think that he did a tremendous job in the game. I think in the chances that we had, if we had taken them, the Harry Maguire one in the first one, Daniel James missed an open goal as well. Obviously, his goal should have been allowed, and the threat was there. But it's perfectly set up. I think obviously both teams had two big injury lists, which didn't help. And I think it'd be great to see both clubs with a fit squad and really go for it. I think there's some good injuries that you guys have had come back. We've still got a few injuries, but we obviously welcome back Pogba, which will make a huge difference for us as well. I think it's poised. I think that our form away from home is very good. And we can't discredit that because, we have done phenomenally well away from home. I think it's about 20 plus games consecutively that we haven't lost. I think our performance in Paris when we beat them 2-1 was incredible. Our home game against Leipzig was incredible. Manchester City again was incredible. So we're set up to play really well away from home, but we have to attack. We have to score. So we play better when the opposition comes up against us and really pushes
Yeah.
us and tries to attack, and then we counter and we do really well with the pace of James or Rashford, Martial, whoever's playing in the game. So it's set up. It's set up really nicely. I'm massively looking forward to it. As you said, It's the right game, but it's in the wrong competition. This should be the Champions League.
So the analysis that you have done, like that doesn't surprise me, but push me like to do a question to you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, considering that now you have to attack AC Milan because you have to score, you have to try
Yeah.
to put the result like tight. So the thing is, like, are you scared about like the ability of AC Milan to be quick, like playing, like, because even in Manchester we had like, I've been surprised because we arrived with a lot of injured players, the most
Yeah.
important, and you know, to get to the Old Trafford is always like I mean, it's not like a stadium that you get into, even if there is not like the fans. Like, I mean, it's something like that could like impress the young players, but we didn't have that kind of reaction. So, do you think that your players, that for sure they have more experience than our players, they could feel like the San Siro Stadium and you know, to be like forced to attack the AC Milan, that is a historical club in San Siro? Is this something that your team is able to do without any problem, or do you think that is gonna there is like the shaking of the legs for at least some of them?
I think not having fans helps. I think if I look at some of the players, you know, this occasion, you know, should be made for them. If you look at Bruno's been fantastic, but there's been a lot of criticism in the big games, so he needs to step up. You know, there's a lot of talk about him staying, coming, going. Is he going to go back to Juve? So what a platform to show what he can do in Italy if he starts or if he comes off the bench and does something as well. Marcus Rashford again is, you know, again I'm sure he'll play, but I think he's done well when we played in Paris twice. So on this occasion, I think the players should step up. There are a couple of players like Wan-Bissaka, who's maybe inexperienced at this level. Maguire, even though he's the captain, he's not got a lot of Champions League or European pedigree behind him. They might find it a little bit challenging for the occasion, but they have to step up. You know, Milan showed what they can do in the first game, and we should take them very, very seriously. But at the same time, we need to force it and we need to score. So we need to come out straight away from the blocks and hit the ground running and try and get an early goal to try and unsettle you. But wait and see. It's going to be super tense, super excited, and as I said, I'm really looking forward to it.
When you say we needed to step up, like you remind me my word, because I always like think that AC Milan. I'm very tough sometimes lately when, because you know the last game against Napoli we lost, and
Yeah.
And for me it's been the match has been not good prepared. Like, I mean, and when it's not something because the other team, the opposite team is like stronger, or you know, it's just because of your approach. It's not the right one. I get pissed because I know that you can get into the field as much as you've done, like in Old Trafford, surprising goal,
Yeah.
because it's like mental,
Psychological,
yeah, stuff. So I'm afraid about this roller coaster, like up and down in approach. Of course, that your team like is gonna motivate our players to be concentrate and everything. But when you say the step up is the same situation of AC Milan, we need to step. We need
and you know,
to improve.
and if Zlatan plays for you, I think psychologically that will boost you guys massively because he's been there and done it. He obviously played for Manchester United and want to do well. It's a shame we couldn't welcome him back in the first leg. So Zlatan being in and around the squad, whether it's on the bench or if he starts, I think is quite a big thing. And I think if he gets up against Maguire and Lindelof, obviously Lindelof is a Swedish compatriot. I think he will know as well what his weaknesses are. If he can get up against him, that's going to cause us a problem. It just depends on what his delivery is like from, you know, Hakan Çalhanoğlu or Kessie or whoever you're playing on the right. If I don't know if Rebic is playing, I don't know if his mind is there from the weekend, but you know we'll see. It's interesting, but Zlatan is going to be I think Zlatan's going to be a big one for this.
This is should be the starting line. This one
Krunic should have scored in the first game, the header, and Salamanca should have gone down for a penalty because Matic should have taken him and then he should have fallen. If he had done that, he would have won a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, the question is is up to how Çalhanoğlu and how, for example, Krunic in that position didn't perform well, with against Napoli. Is not his position, but anyway, right now we don't know if Rebic is gonna be on the game because tomorrow morning the media. Italian media, they said that tomorrow morning there is the test for Rebic, Romagnoli, Calabria, and Leao. Leao that, Leao that it should be the strategical card, because if you must to attack us, you leave spaces room in your defending line. So we need to have a very speedy Gonzalez player, and Leao is that kind of player, and he's suffering a lot right now because we are not playing in that way, and in the Italian Championship, I swear, is more tactical than the Premier League, and he's suffering a lot, especially when we play against small clubs that they defend, and he doesn't find the way, the field where he can run and do all the magical tricks that he's able to do. So the thing is that we have Kessie in the midfield, with Mete, that is playing good again with him, and is creating a great wall in front of the defending line, and he's playing Tomori instead of Romagnoli. Question, because you know better than me, Tomori, because you watch the Premier League. What do you think? Because I know that Chelsea's fans are driving crazy because of the kind of contract that AC Milan signed with Chelsea. What do you think about Tomori? Because it's for example, against Manchester, he saved one of your attack, taking the ball, grabbing it.
The recovery challenge he did against Greenwood was incredible. I think he done well. I'm surprised Chelsea let him go. Personally, I think he was. Obviously, I don't follow Chelsea as much as I obviously do my own club, but I'm really surprised they let him go on loan. I think out of the options of Christensen, Kurt Zouma, Rudiger, I think you'd probably want to invest in your own and having somebody there. I'm just really surprised. He started last season extremely well when Frank Lampard went to 3 in the back. I think he scored an incredible goal against Wolves. But again, Chelsea fans will have an opinion more than I will. But at the same time, I was quite surprised. And now, obviously, how he performs, it depends on how much Chelsea are going to demand in terms of a fee. I think you've got an agreed fee.
25 millions of sterling.
That's. I mean, in this day and age, that's good business. We signed Maguire for 80 million, so there's question marks around that.
Yeah, but I mean the money that
my friends disagree big time with Maguire, but anyway.
The money that you have in Premier League is quite 10 times more than the money that we have as a revenue. Unfortunately, that's a huge step that I think that they're gonna take ages to compare. And about your team, I mean, I saw that Cavani is not playing, and that makes me happy because I know him. So I wish.
And again, Cavani will, on this. Sorry, I was just saying at this level, Cavani will. I'm just surprised he's not on the plane, but he's injured. He knows his body better than anyone. But in this tie, with him not being there, that is a huge deal. Losing a focal point. We don't have Martial as well, so really we don't have any natural number 9s playing. I was discussing with the friends earlier on, and I said, if I was to play and Pogba's, if I was to be the Ole and Pogba was playing, I'd put Pogba in the 11. And maybe you go for Bruno as a false number 9, play Pogba behind him with Greenwood and Rashford either side and just alternate and say, you four, you just dictate the play up the final third, take away the game if you can, and Fred and McTominay can just protect with, Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka on either side trying to provide some more width as well. That's what I would do. I'm obviously no manager, I'm a fan. But I just, without a natural number 9, that's it. That's left me a bit uneasy, really. Similar to you, if Leao and Zlatan aren't fit enough to play, then exactly the same.
Yeah, how is like to meet Zlatan again? Because I mean, you need to know that I created my movement, like the social movement, in the. I started like in the 2009 because they sold the Kaká and blah blah blah, and I was pissed. So I was like very tough against the property of AC Milan at the time, Berlusconi and Galliani. I was very tough. And but after when they saw like Thiago Silva and Ibrahimovic to Paris Saint-Germain, I got crazy. Crazy, and I missed him like so much. And I keep following him, like watching his games around the world and blah blah blah. And of course, even when he played against with Manchester United, and I know that you loved him a lot because it's like able to be hated from the other fans, but when he's in your team, makes.
When we signed him, it was, for me, it was a real, we signed him and Pogba and Mkhitaryan and Eric Bailly. That's the first season of Mourinho, and I just saw Zlatan. At first I was a bit apprehensive, but then he scored his first goal was pre-season, and it was a bicycle kick against, I don't know, Fenerbahce or someone. I can't remember who it was. It was a Turkish club. And I was like, wow, this guy. And since he turned, 32, 33, he's just been incredible. Because years back when he played for Inter or Ajax and Juve, I thought he was all mouth and no action. I didn't think much. And he's just, since he reached the heights at PSG, he has just been incredible since. And look, it's a shame his second season, after he got his injury, I think in the Europa League, I think it might have been Celta Vigo, I can't remember. After that, and then we re-signed him. It's a shame. I watched the games that he played when we re-signed him, and he was half the player he was. It was a shame, and I thought, that injury is finished him now. And then he went to LA and obviously did incredible, and and then you signed him, and I was just, what's he going to be like in Milan at this age in this league? And he has proven everyone wrong again. Fair play to the man. He's incredible. He's now he's coming out of international retirement as well, and I love him. We miss his presence. We miss that character, but it's a shame, as I said, he couldn't come back to Old Trafford, but he left an impression with us. We won 2 trophies with him, 3 if you were to ask Mourinho, but yeah, definitely is an incredible guy.
So how Manchester arrives to this match? How do you think? Like, because I know that you won against the West Ham home, right?
Yeah, it wasn't convincing. Any team that plays a low block against us and sits back, similar to what you were saying earlier on, we find it very difficult to break down. So again, that's a tactic for Milan, because if they sit back, we're very much reliant on Bruno turning up, Rashford. When people sit back, we find it difficult to break down and find that final pass. If Pogba's playing, that will make a difference, but it depends on the movement that happens in front of them. We beat West Ham. It wasn't convincing, but again, we had a lot of injuries, and I think this season for most clubs is so hard and so difficult to manage. Game, stop, not a lot of rest, not a lot of way to unwind and relax. And, so it's a very difficult season. And you can tell, look at the amount of injuries everyone's having. And the team that aren't having injuries, Manchester City, who have the best squad in world football, can play a different 11 every week. And that 11 would get into any Premier League club across the country, if not Europe. and then it's no surprise that they're running away with the league. So look, we're going into this as confident as we can be. I think, as I said, away form is on our side. It's a romantic tie. We have to step up. Everyone has to step up, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah, I saw that the first match in Old Trafford, Manchester started to play, woke up, and scored the goal with the Diallo when Bruno Fernandes turned on the light.
Yeah.
So, is it Manchester depending that much from a single player, or that player that is an amazing player, because he's a player that we saw in Italy, but is like it's like when you have a gold diamond, but into the ground, like but you don't recognize it, you know,
Yeah.
and you leave it there, or you sell like if it's iron and not gold, you know.
Yeah, well, we've landed gold now. I think, yeah, at the moment we are relying heavily on Bruno. I think, you know, as much as we probably relied on Cristiano Ronaldo in 2008, it's, you know, it's good to have a focal character, and it's good to have someone that, you know, you can turn to and say, you know, it's what would we do without him? But the other players have to step up around him. And that's why it's been disappointing that Cavani's not been fit enough, because I thought he could have delivered. Martial had his best season last year, and he hasn't kicked on this year. Greenwood is still young, and although he came on the scene last year and did incredibly well, this season he's found it tough. But Bruno is a special player, and there's going to be a point with Bruno that I think the players around him need to maintain and match his consistency, because if they don't, how long is he going to want to be there for until, you know, this COVID crisis is over and Barca and Real have money again, and they might want to spend the money on someone like Bruno. So we need to step up as a whole club, for everyone's sake. But Bruno needs the talent around him. But saying that, in big games, Bruno needs to, you know, this is it. And as I said, in the first game, he had that one chance, a beautiful pass to Diallo. Other than that, he didn't do anything. But Ole took him off too early. In the first game, 71 minutes, he took him off, and James, and said, I'm just going to defend the rest of this game, which for me wasn't right. I think we should have kept at least Bruno on to give us the experience and something to, you know, he might unlock a pass, or he might get a free kick or something. I think sitting back against you for 20 minutes was a mistake, big mistake.
Yeah. I saw. But so, do you think that it's gonna like approach in a different way, using him like a key to open the red and black door, or even because I think that Pioli, our team manager, like our coach, is gonna prepare something for him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason of Meite and Kessie, in order to put a wall in front of his eyes, even
And they
if
did well.
I know that he has like 3 eyes, because the players as him, like they can also have like one in the back, you know, in the neck. They have the third eye like here.
Yeah.
And but he's
We call them wing mirrors. We call them wing mirrors.
Ah, yeah, okay, like
we used to say Paul Scholes or a Pirlo. They'd have wing mirrors. They knew everything that was around them. So that's Listen, you know, an AC Milan game in 2010, we won 4-0 and then 3-2 at the San Siro. Park Ji-sung man-marked Andrea Pirlo for the whole game.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised to see something of a similar nature for Bruno, because he's so influential. Like we knew that Andrea Pirlo was so influential in those games as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. He might need to, but that's the thing. Pogba is a key asset here, because if Pogba and Bruno are playing, they're both going to need to be looked after, because both have the ability to pick out and play a beautiful pass to someone.
I heard like what Soccer said, like about Dalot. I translate for you. I'm very happy about the growing of Dalot. I can see to have him back here. So I ask you, because he didn't convince all the AC Milan fans, and I know that is not easy for him because Calabria got that step that we were talking about this season, improving in one way that you cannot even imagine how big he is. Like, is another player, is another player. Everyone, like the supporters, they wanted to like to sell Calabria. They were considering like just money to buy other players, but this season he surprised everyone. And of course, for Dalot, it's been like for Diogo, it's been hard like to be in the first like line, you know, and always like present on the field. But in the meantime, he didn't use that chance to show how strong, how powerful, how the quality that soccer looks like to see in this player. So who is right? Soccer that wants him back, or Maldini and Massara they want him like to like even for loan here in Milan?
Ole is being clever. He's protecting his value. If he, you know, I think that I don't see Dallo in our plans. I think he was okay, probably similar to you. I think he's okay. I don't think he's a starter every week personally. Wan-Bissaka is better defensively. Dallo is good in the offensive third, and that's his quality there, to be honest. But Ole is clever. I think he's trying to protect him as an asset in terms of money. If he comes out and says, "Oh, you know, we'll get rid of him next season," he devalues him, and I think that clubs can have the advantage of trying to secure Dallo at a reasonable price. Can I see?
What about you? Like, because I know that you are keeping something to say. So
no, listen. I think he's okay. You know, he did well in the. He did
you want to
well
put on eBay or Amazon?
Pardon? Say that again.
You want to publish like his like profile on eBay or Amazon?
No. He's not that bad. He's not that bad. But I think in the first game he did well. In the first game, I mean, everyone in for Milan, I think did really well in the first game. But Dallo did okay. But I think he's from what I've read, he's come under a lot of criticism in Italy. You're wrong. I don't know. I don't watch Milan every week. Obviously, he scored an incredible goal against Verona on the weekend or last weekend, whenever it was. So he has that quality. Listen, if he comes back, he comes back. But we have a player in our youth academy who's now gone on loan to another English club that there is big prospects for, hopefully. So we'll see. But I can't envisage him playing a top level club like Milan or Manchester United for the next 5-10 years. No, I can't see that.
Okay, that's a good stuff. So, arriving to the finishing of this chat, if you could take one player out from AC Milan line, like the starting line, who is? Like I think that I know, but
you know it's Kessie, Frank Kessie.
I knew.
Especially after the first game, and I knew he'd be good. I haven't seen enough, but I knew that he was a very good player. I think that he was definitely the difference in the first game, but he needs to show that consistency for the second game as well. You know, so it'd be interesting to see how he performs in the San Siro against us and what tactics we deploy. But I think Kessie would probably be one. I think Salamanca's did well in the first game. I was quite surprised. You know, I think there was a couple of good opportunities, and he did quite well. And Simon, your centre back as well. I think they did well in the first game. I was quite, you know, because he's been around for years. You know, he's one of those that over the games you used to play Football Manager or Championship Manager on the PC. Right? For Palermo. He played for Palermo, right? I think he played for Palermo, didn't he? Yeah. So, but he did well. Again, defensively, him and Tomori had a very good game. But Frank Kessie, yeah, definitely Frank.
Yeah, Frank Kessie as the example of what you call in in a Premier League box to box, but I should add left to right as well, because it's not like just attaching and defending. Is always like whatever. Like if the defender were in the stadium, like watching the match, and you were asking a Coke and some popcorns, was coming like Kessi to sell it, because like he's everywhere. Believe me, he's everywhere. He grew up like so fast and so strongly. Like I think that one is one of the best midfielder in the European league. So I think he's also like a Premier League kind of player. Yeah. So I hope that now they renew the contract as soon as possible, because I cannot see AC Milan without him. Like launching the ball in your field, like in your squad. Like I seriously love Rashford for the way that he plays.
Yeah.
Even because, as you said, like he's gonna probably work as a attaching like a player, but in a different way. I mean, you never understand what he's gonna do when he's attaching. Like he has like several like different tricks, like that is always like for example, if you remember, like the other players, like they have like the trick that you can recognize. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo that does the bicycle, or the things like this, but you know what he's gonna do. Rashford is always like all the time. Every time that I watch a game of Manchester, I see another player. Every match is another player. He's like smart to understand how the opposite like match, like the opposite team, sorry, is like defending, and he's changing his way to attack. Is it a right thought, or?
He is, he's unpredictable, and his goals and contributions and assists this season have been good. But I think if you were to ask a lot of Manchester United fans, the issue with Rashford is consistency, decision making. If both of those were improved, even just 10-15%, he would be one of the world's best. Honestly, his ability in big games has been great for us. He's done some great stuff. I mean, in the cup against Liverpool, he played really well. As I said earlier on, Paris Saint-Germain away, he scored a fantastic goal. Home to Leipzig, he scored a hat-trick, and he was on the bench and he came on. He has that ability in him. He absolutely has. It's the consistency. But you could say that about him, Martial, Greenwood. You could say that about a lot of our players. It's just that level of consistency that we've missed. But Rashford, he's unpredictable, and who knows what he's going to be like tomorrow. He might end up playing number 9. He might have to play centrally tomorrow, or Greenwood might have to. But
like a false like 9.
Well, I mean, he could maybe play Greenwood and Rashford and split striker. Maybe we've done that a couple of times when Ole first started. He would play Rashford and Martial with Lingard behind, and then they would split, and then it would just cause all kinds of movement and problems. And when Ole came in, and Rashford went on a tremendous form to begin with, and it compounded with that amazing penalty he scored in Paris that night. We don't know. It'd be interesting, but I'm we'll see. Hopefully for me, it's 8, 9 out of 10 Rashford, not the inconsistent. But I think he's playing with a shoulder injury, so he's going through pain at the moment. I think there's a lot of talk about him needing surgery after the Euros, which if he's playing through the pain at the moment, then it's tough. He could get injured again.
Okay, he has to be at 100% to give his best performance. Like he's not that brave. He's like okay. And what about Ibrahimovic? Are you afraid about that Ibrahimovic plays, or you think could be like another player, like could be like more surprising your defending line? I mean, Ibrahimovic, everybody knows he's strong, he's powerful, he has like character, like so he's improving all the players that play around him, and he's carrying the defending line of the the other teams, but is not like physically 100%. So do you think that to put in crisis your defending line, AC Milan should need to put on the field a powerful like presence like Ibrahimovic, or a very fast and like explosive player as could be like Leao, Rebic, or Salma Kers?
Well, if Eric Bailly's not playing, he's been left behind. And if Eric Bailly's not playing, then you lose physicality and you lose speed. So that's disappointing, because he's played all the Europa League games, and I would have expected him to play tomorrow. So if you play Lindelof and you play Maguire and you push up, and if we want to press and push and you leave space in behind them too, you need Leao playing because you need to capitalize on that pace. However, if you want to put balls in the box and put Zlatan on Lindelof, you can do that easily. And obviously Zlatan's got the strength to get on top of Lindelof and do that. But I don't know if that's your style, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's your style of football, that you would put the balls in the box and play him straight direct to Zlatan. But he can cause problems. We know that, absolutely. But again, Maguire has to step up. He's the captain of this big football club, and this is the opportunity he needs to have. Someone like Zlatan, going up against the world's best.
And what about the goal that is being like cancelled to Kessie? What Manchester United fan talk about that? Because we were like disappointed, like because the referee didn't whistle, and it's been VAR that is being used like badly, because there is no. I can tell you, because I spoke with the people that is like broadcasting the images. There were no other kind of videos. So what we saw on TV was exactly what the VAR saw. So how do you think? Like, what did you share with your friends like about that goals that put your?
It should have been a goal.
Yeah, should be goal.
It should have been a goal. And Paul Scholes said this in the commentary afterwards. No player around Kessie complained about a handball, not one.
Yeah, exactly what I noticed.
And on the football field, that's a huge, a huge sign of what's happened. Not one player complained. And I think on the replays we saw, it looked fairly obvious that it wasn't a handball. So it's a shame, and it was a very good goal, that was ruled out, and we were lucky. But sometimes we have that luck at Old Trafford.
No, it's okay. No,
we upset a lot of fans over the years with the luck that we've had at Old Trafford. So we'll see. Mate, over the two ties, it might be really important, but these things probably balance themselves out at the end of the season. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's not your fault that they cancelled the goal, of course. And I know the sportivity that you have, like, so is what I appreciate, and we appreciate all. And so we finish this chat with a memory that probably is not a good memory for you, but
okay.
what you were doing that night? Tell me exactly what you were doing and how you reacted to that game.
All right. It's, this is really funny, because I kid you not, about 15 minutes before I came on this call, I was messaging a friend of mine called Christian, and and I said to him, "Do you remember when we watched this game?" And I used to live in Wembley, by the way, in London. I used to live right next door to Wembley Stadium, so I used to live there, right next to it. And there used to be a couple of bars that opened there when the new Wembley opened, and a friend of mine, we went to the game and we watched it, and it was 2-0 at half time, and we went, "See you later, we're out of here," because we were so superstitious of watching a game this such a big in a bar and not at our houses, because we like to be at our houses or at Old Trafford if we can. And it honestly, we left at half time, and then obviously Gilardino scored in the second half to make it 3-0. You know, it was a lesson. It was a big lesson for us. You know, we needed to go to that next step, and we did. The season afterwards, we won it. We won the Champions League. So, you know, obviously Ronaldo stepped up even more. We had Tevez, we bought Anderson, Nani, Hargreaves that season, because we knew the squad wasn't good enough. The team wasn't good enough. So next season, you know, and luckily we avoided you, because that team of Pirlo, Gattuso, Kaká, unbelievable. Seedorf, Stam, Nesta, Maldini, Cafu, Dida, unbelievable. And even 3 seasons before that, when we lost 1-0 in 2004, Crespo 1-0 there, Crespo 1-0 in Milan. Again, we just were young and naive, and it took us a while. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't say we got our revenge in 2000. When was it? 2010, I think it was.
Yeah.
When we won 3-2 at San Siro and 4-0 at home. I wouldn't say we got our revenge, because we didn't go on to win it, but at the same time, it definitely felt like it needed to happen, because we haven't had a good record in recent history against Milan. So maybe that will change tomorrow. We'll see.
But tomorrow is going to be a great game for sure.
Yes.
It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be a game like that has a lot to say. And I hope that it's going to rain, because when we play against you, it is raining, is much better. But jokes apart, like as you said, like off records, we should play this game in Champions League.
Yeah.
We should play this game in the quarter, semi-final, final, because we are 2 great teams. We are 2 great supporters around the team. We have 2 devils. Tomorrow we'll see who's gonna win between the 2 brothers in the devils, like brothers. Yeah. But anyway, it's been a pleasure definitely to talk to you, because I really appreciate this 40 minutes together. It's going to be a surprise and a good content for the Milan supporters. And I hope also Manchester's followers that you're going to forward and share with them like this video, because the football put all together under the same roof. Yeah. We are supporter. We love soccer. We love like the respect of the values that the soccer has to teach. And we are AC Milan, we are Manchester United, we are friends, we are cool, and good luck for tomorrow.
And you, thank you so much for having me. I fully appreciate it. Good luck for tomorrow. We wish you all the best. Again, I have to touch the badge. I'm going with my guys again tomorrow. I have to. So you know, we'll see. But listen, whatever happens, it's a romantic tie, and we need to be in the Champions League soon. So let's hope that happens.
I hope that this fucking virus is gonna disappear soon. I'm gonna beep, because otherwise YouTube is gonna ban me. But anyway, I hope to drink a beer with you in front of San Siro, in front of Old Trafford. I don't give a shit. I want to hug you and to know you better. And
of course. Well,
have a good match for tomorrow. And thanks, Michael, for the chat.
Thank you, Alessandro. Ciao. Good night.